Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another YouTube video. Today, I'm going to be ranking every single Chapter 1 named location. I've done this before, but I want to do it again, especially since Chapter 2 is coming to an end, and I want to do some more chapter-related stuff, so I haven't done it in about a year. I think my opinions have definitely changed, and I'm excited to get into it, guys. But if you enjoy this video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and guys, the content does not stop here. I have a podcast. I stream every single day on Twitch. I post every single day on TikTok. I have Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff, guys. So make sure to go check the links in the description. Also, BTB, my esports team, make sure to go support them as well. But yeah, guys, without further ado, let's see where my opinions, stand on these Chapter 1 locations. I'm sure it's changed, but I'm excited because I have some beef with a few of these locations. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, so we have all of the Chapter 1 locations here. We have best, great, good, okay, and worst. Now, we're just going to go from Tilted all the way down to Tilted Town, you know, left to right, the classic. There's two locations on here that I absolutely hate, and once we get to them, I'll express my hate on them because they deserve it, because they're horrible, and I should have never been in Chapter 1. But anyways, this is pretty obvious. Tilted deserves to be in the best, because it is best. It's not arguable. But now we've came to the point to where we've reached one of the locations that I have beef with. I know we're only 5 seconds into me ranking these, but Tomato Temple does not deserve to ever even be mentioned in Prime Fortnite. It doesn't deserve to be acknowledged. It should never come back. And it was the worst location of all time. What, maybe like 7, 8 chests, if that? On a named location? 7, 8 chests? Motel had more than that. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, Tomato Temple, the worst. And it will stay there, and it's not moving. Tomato Town, honestly, very overrated. I'm going to say okay. The only reason it's good is because it's OG. But honestly, it didn't have a lot of loot. You know, it had a good location, but, you know, I wouldn't land there personally. Wailing Woods, I'm going to put at good. Depending on where you say, like, when it was good. I think Prime Wailing Woods was Season 6. When it was first out, obviously it wasn't that good, but Prime Wailing Woods you could put almost at great, but I'm just gonna balance it and put it at good, because that's where I think it deserves to be. Salty Springs, I'm gonna put it at great, not the best whatsoever. It's great because in the middle of the map, you know, decent loot, but it's not the best because it doesn't have a great loot. Because like Salty Springs, half the lobby would land there, and there's only, what, like 16, 20 chests, something like that. So, yeah. Definitely does not deserve to be in the best, but I'll put it in great category. No problem. Shifty Shafts, I think, goes to, I'm gonna put Shifty Shafts in great as well. It's definitely better than Wailing, but it's not as good as Tilted. Shifty Shafts, about the same loot as Salty, same situation, in the middle of the map. But not as many people landed there, so maybe it might be better than Salty. I don't know, but I think Shifty deserves to be in the great. I don't think I'm crazy for thinking that. Snobby Shores, this is where like my squad would land. So Snobby, you know, has a great place in my heart. I'm gonna put it at great as well. Great loot. The only downside compared to these two locations is that it wasn't in the middle of the map, but it was a nice chill location to go if you're playing with the boys on Friday night. You know what I'm saying? Sunny Steps. Oh my god, I'm gonna put it in the worst. I don't have beef with it, but it was so terribly bad, dude. Oh my god, dude. Sunny Steps does not deserve to even be on this list. Same with Tomato Temple. The Block, I'm gonna put it great. Honestly, probably above all these. I think the Block should return. I don't know why it hasn't. It's honestly like very OG. It had every single location on the Block was like amazing. The only downside was it was not in the middle of the map once again, but it was so fun to go to the Block and have a new location like every week, every 2 weeks. I don't know what it was, but that was like, you know, when you think of Season 7, you're like, okay, this is awesome. We had the winter, we had the Block, you know, all that stuff. Like, I don't know, man. The Block deserves way more love than what it gets. Paradise, I'm going to put it at the best, and I'm going to put it above Tilted Towers. I think Paradise is probably my favorite location of all time. The vibes there were amazing. A decent amount of people landed there with a decent amount of loot. And it was just, you know, you go to Paradise Palms, you're like, okay, today's going to be a good day. You know what I'm saying? That's what you think of when you go to Paradise Palms. Pleasant Park, classic. Put it at great. I'm putting it above all three of these locations under the Block. Pleasant, nothing special. I'm not going to put it the best because, you know, I don't know. I feel like I don't appreciate Pleasant as much as I should because it's always been in the game. But, you know, I obviously know it's great. So I'm going to put it at great for now. But, yeah. Polar Peak. Polar Peak was good. Not great. It didn't have the best loot, but it didn't have the worst loot. And it was, like, semi in the middle of the map. And it was a cool location, but definitely not with the great locations, and definitely not with Tomato Town, so I'll keep it there. Happy Hamlet, I'm going to put it great, and I'm going to put it behind Pleasant. I think this is a good location, or a good place for it. Happy Hamlet was basically like Misty Meadows, except with the nostalgia feel and in a winter biome. You know what I'm saying? So I think Happy Hamlet was freaking awesome. Very underappreciated and definitely deserves to be in the great category. Retail Row, I'm going to put Retail like right beside Pleasant. I had the same opinion on it, you know. I probably don't appreciate it because it's always been in the game, but it's a great location. Great loot. People still land there. All that stuff, you know what I'm saying? I want to make it clear that the best are the best. It's not just, you know, the iconic locations. They are the best locations. Like, I'm only putting 3 locations up here. And you'll see the one that I'm going to put up there here soon. Risky Reels. I'm going to put Risky around... I'm going to put Risky around good, too. Because Risky was good. But, like I said, it's right by Wailing Woods. Not the best location. Not a lot of loot. But it's Risky Reels, so everybody loved it. I'm going to put it at good, though. I'm going to put it at good. Leaky Lake. Ooh. Leaky Lake, I'm going to put... probably a good too, like in front of Wailing but behind Polar. Leaky Lake and Loot Lake honestly are both overrated. I'm just gonna put them right by each other. Now I know I'm not gonna be the guy who says, oh, it's an OG location, we gotta put it at the best, because it's just not the best, simply because it didn't have the best loot. You know, you had to jump through the water. You can't even run through it or swim through it. You had to jump through the water. But it's OG, so you gotta put it at good, and you can't, you know, it did have a good location on the map in the middle, but it doesn't deserve to be any higher than good, in my opinion. Both Leaky Lake and Loot Lake. Iconic locations, you know, but I'm not gonna put it any higher than good. You guys might have a different opinion. Now, Lonely, when I think of Lonely, I think of Snobby, and when I think of Snobby, I think of Lonely. Those are the 2 locations that my squad would land at, because they're big locations, a lot of loot. Outside of the map, you could play passive or aggressive or passive-aggressive, and it was just a balanced location, sort of like Happy Hamlet. You know, I'm going to put Happy Hamlet with all 3 of them, too, or all 2 of them. So, I think those 3 locations is like you land there with the squad, you're trying to get a dub, but you're also trying to have fun, and definitely deserves some love, definitely deserves to be in the great category as well. Lucky Landing in the great category. I'm going to honestly put it like right here beside the block. Not the best, but definitely one of the greatest locations we've seen, in my opinion, on the Chapter 1 map. Just iconic. You know, when it came in Season 3, I was like, oh my god, this location's so freaking cool. And people still loved it to the day that it left, you know what I'm saying? So, definitely deserves to be in the great category. Morsi, in my opinion, goes right with Wailing. You always had the wars between the 2 woodses, and, you know, I was always a Wailing guy. You know, most people were a Morsi guy. Either way, you know, they're similar. They're on the corners of the map. Not the best loot, not the greatest loot. You could get max mats, so that was good. But I think good is a good spot for it. Haunted. I think Haunted like deserves to be with Risky Reels. Not the best location on the map. Not the greatest loot, but everybody loved it, so it deserves being good. You know what I'm saying? It's sort of like Tomato Town, but Tomato Town had worse loot than both of these, in my opinion. And Junk Junction deserves to go right next to them, in my opinion. Just because, you know, all 3 of those locations are small, but have a decent amount of loot on the outside of the map. Lazy Lagoon. Lazy Lagoon is the worst location to ever exist. Ever. Me and Lazy Lagoon have beef. You know why? You know why me and Lazy Lagoon have beef? Because it destroyed one of my favorite locations of all time in Lazy Links. It just replaced it. Like it owned the place or something. Lazy Lagoon, you are irrelevant. Nobody misses you. Nobody ever talks about you. Nobody says you're one of the best locations of all time. You know what they do say? They do say they miss Lazy Links. but you had to come in and ruin the party, ruin the show. Whenever you came into the game, Lazy Lagoon, that's when the game went downhill. After Season 7, that's when the game went downhill, when you came to the game. So I hope you remember that, even though you're not a thing. But, God, I hated you. Anyways, the worst, Lazy Links. It's self-explanatory. These are the 3 best locations Fortnite has ever seen. It'll never change. Maybe it will change. But it will never change in my heart. Paradise, Lazy, Tilted. That's always been my list. I could always switch Lazy and Paradise. Never Tilted, though. Best 3 locations to ever be existed in the game. I don't even know if that made sense, but you guys know what I'm saying. Anarchy. Great. Not the best. Not good. Great. It's one of the farms, you know? Put Fatal and Anarchy next to each other. If you actually think one and the other is better than the other one, they're the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's literally the same location on the different sides of the map. Obviously, there's little details here and there, but overall the same. Overall, both great and deserve to have the recognition. Nexus, Snobby, Lonely, Happy, and all those locations. So, Anarchy and Fatal is sort of like going to Lonely, but you're trying to play a little bit more aggressive. You know what I'm saying? So, those deserves being great. Dusty Depot, in my opinion, one of the most overrated locations of all time. Now, I know, it's Dusty Depot, you know, it's OG, you know, we had the Ninja versus CD in the 3rd fight there. We had all these great memories there, but, bro, it had like 5 chests, you know what I'm saying? But it's in the middle of the map and all this and all that. On the other hand, Dusty Divot, great, goes right in there with Lonely. But Dusty Depot, just not enough loot, man. I can't be nostalgia biased with this one. Like, it's almost like I almost should put it with Tomato Town, but I don't want to disrespect it that much. But yeah, like I said, Dusty Divot was honestly one of the most underrated locations of all time. Amazing loot in the middle of the map, all that stuff. We don't give Dusty Divot enough love. We never did. We probably never will. But I will, because I am a respectable OG Fortnite fan. Flush Factory. I'm gonna put Flush Factory. I'm gonna put it at the bottom of great. Nah, it's too biased, isn't it? No, it's not biased. It had great loot. It had great loot, and it was one of those. It was just like Lonely. Go there, you're trying to win the game, but you're also trying to have fun. You know what I'm saying? Great loot. Still has great loot to this. Not as great as loot because it doesn't have the little building to the side and all that, but still has good loot to this day. Frosty Flights. Dude, Frosty. Okay, honestly, okay. Let's put Happy here. Let's put Lonely right here, and Snobby right here. All 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these locations are literally the exact same reason why I put them here. You're trying to have fun with the squad. You're trying to get a dub, and you're trying to have fun. That is what these locations were about, and that's why I respect them so much, because I had the most memories at all of these locations, and they're all very underrated. All of these locations are underrated, so I think they deserve to be where they are. Now, Greasy, in my opinion, goes right above or right with, you know, Greasy, Retail, Pleasant, but I think it's the greatest because I still have that nostalgia feel for it. We haven't seen it in such a long time, but it's Greasy Grove. You know what I'm saying? We have to put some respect on it. And I miss Greasy. I hope it comes back one day. But definitely deserves to be in the great category. Mega Mall and Neo Tilted. They deserve to be right next to each other. And I'm going to put them at the top of good. Because they were great locations. Great loot and all that stuff. But, man, I hated these locations with a passion. I really did. Like, I just did not like them. I never did. I don't know, man. I never won there. I always sucked when I landed at these locations, so I just never had fun there. I don't know. Mega Mall and Neo Tilted, put it at good. They don't deserve to be in great, in my opinion. Pressure Plant, same thing. I'll put it down with Dusty. It's just, you know, it's Pressure Plant. It's whatever. Moisty Palms, okay at best. Okay at best. Ruined Paradise Palms. Honestly, me and Morsi Palms have pretty big beef, but I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. It did have like cool, unique features, like the prop. You could turn into a prop, even though that was very stupid. It makes it a little bit more superior than Lazy Lagoon and Tomato Temple and Sunny Steps. So we'll put it at okay for now. Tilted Town. goes right with these 3 locations. I just never vibed with the season 9 and 10 retails and tilteds, man. Besides Gotham City, which I don't know why it's not on here. Now that I think about it, oh my god, dude. I would have put Gotham City like at the top of the great, maybe even with the best. I loved Gotham City. I don't know why it's not on here. But anyways, I'm sure it's missing a few other locations. But these are the ones that we have. I'm trying to think of what I should change. I think everything is honestly pretty accurate in where I want it to be. Let me know what you guys think about it. I know you guys are going to be mad about me putting Tomato and Dusty so low, and even maybe Lazy Lagoon. I know a few of you like him, all jokes aside, but I hated Lazy Lagoon. This is all biased, by the way, but for the most part, I think it's pretty accurate. So let me know what you guys think, and make sure you hit that like button, guys. It takes literally probably less than 3 seconds. I could probably do it less than 3 seconds, and please like it. It really does help out the video, liking the video. So I'm on day 6, I think, of daily uploading, and it's already getting hard. Like, I'm already like, oh my god, I want to upload today, but I'm doing it. So make sure to support the video and all that stuff, and if you liked it, and make sure to check out my Twitch stream, all that good stuff, guys. December 5th, the event stream. That's going to be one of my greatest streams of all time. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see you guys there. Appreciate you guys watching the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Let me know what your list would be, and let me know what you think about my list, all right? Peace out, fellas.